All right, all right, all right, all right. What's up, Elevation Nation Tribe? I appreciate y'all for rocking with me, supporting me, tuning in, hitting that like, share, subscribe button, dropping comments in the comment section. We building, we building, we building. I saw this story that CNN wrote today, and they said black dads are more likely to play, dress, and share a meal with their child. Data shows. Yeah, read that title again. This is something that black men have been saying for years and years and years and decades and decades and decades and decades. This stereotype that black men are absentee fathers and uh, non-present dads and horrible dads and only baby daddies and deadbeat parents, that shit is not true. That is a false narrative that they have been putting in the media and they've been portraying on black men for decades and decades, trying to demonize the black fathers and the black man. That shit is not true. For one, a lot of black men started being absent in the households, shit, ever since slavery, and leading all the way up as a protective mechanism and as a tool that the slave owners and the oppressors would use to separate the families. They would take the strong black male out of the house, away from the family, so they could separate and break the family down. And that shit moved all the way up until the days of when they were doing Jim Crow, and it was a great migration to the north when they would purposely stop black males from being able to get decent, good paying jobs and employment in the job markets. It was institutionalized racism against the black male. So what it did was it led a lot of black men to not being able to have and get jobs and take care of their family. And then the government created the welfare system so that it could help out black mothers when the fathers couldn't get jobs. But they put a stipulation on it. They said that the black women could not get the welfare if the fathers were around. So what that did was that made a lot of men make the choice to say, hey, you guys would be better without me around because I can't get work out here anyway, because a lot of these jobs are practicing institutionalized racism. So let me move out and move around over here so y'all can get that bullshit government money and the government cheese and all of that, so y'all can be okay and help. So it's way deeper than what they try to make it out to be, as far as black men not being around and being in the household and being in their kids' lives. So don't believe that hype. Don't believe that bullshit. Black dads and black fathers are great fathers. I'm a father myself, and I take very well care of my daughter. I had my son when I was young. Me and his mother were young. We went through some things, but I'm in my son's life to this day. I uh, take raising my children very seriously, and I take great pride in it. I don't play no games about that. But I saw this guy Body Sean Elevation Nation Conversations. We talking about black dads being great dads, and the data is showing it. Hit that like, share, subscribe button. We here. So I just wanted to read through this article a little bit and see what they touching on. We can go through it together. I haven't read it yet, or I haven't seen it yet. So this is my first time reading it and checking it out. So let's read it a little bit and see what they're talking about. So it's a CNN article about black dads are more likely to play, dress, and share a meal with their child. Data shows. All right, let me see where we at. Let me see. Editor's notes. Let me see. As he was growing up, Jeremy Givens says the narrative he heard around black fathers was different than the one he lived. In movies, television, and generalized conversation, they were portrayed as absent, not engaged, and overall not very good fathers, he said. In my own experiences, not just with my father, but with my uncles and my colleagues and my grandfathers, it was something that was polar opposite. Something that was wrongful, that was inspiring, that was nourishing, Gibbons said. And this is true, because although my mom and dad, they got a divorce when I think I was about maybe 17, my dad was in my life. My mom and dad were married. They didn't get divorced until I was about 16 or 17. My dad was very active in my life, my brother's life, and my sister's life. My dad taught me to have a love for reading, a love for knowledge, a love for sports, a love for telling the truth, a love for having a great work ethic. He taught me how to believe in myself and accomplish things and do what I was supposed, do do what I'm supposed to be doing when I'm out here. He taught me how to walk and lead and be a man and not be a follower. So my dad was excellent. I also had a lot of uncles and I had granddads that were in my lives and they were around. Even though maybe some of them were divorced or they were, separated or things like that, I had uncles and granddads and all type of stuff like men like that were in my life and they were pouring into me and giving me knowledge and information and all of that. So I definitely don't agree with that. Them saying black men have been absentee fathers or absentee dads. So definitely want to read this article and get to the nuts and bolts of it and see what they're talking about. But let me see. Hold on one second. It says, now a father himself, Givens is president and executive director of the Black American Dad Foundation, an organization aiming to counter biased perceptions of black fathers with firsthand accounts. It says, fathers and mental health experts told CNN they are sharing the importance of fatherhood and their experience with and as black dads. Fathers are important for helping their children see all they can be, said Dr. Jennifer Noble, a licensed psychologist based in Los Angeles. Seeing both moms and dads changing a diaper, nurturing a child, and engaging in play helps boys and girls relate to both of their parents. Therefore, as a kid, I get to identify both versions of it and figure out what fits best for me, Noble said. And that's one thing that I'm going through. I made sure that it was a key and it was very important that when I go through my divorce that my daughter and my ex-wife and I have joint custody. I'm not going for that. She has 100% custody and I just pay child support and all that shit. Hell no. I want joint 50-50 custody, or if not all custody, because since we've been divorced, I've had my daughter just as much as my ex-wife. We trade off every week. She has her for 1 week. I have her for 1 week. We trade off just like that. My daughter has a room at my house. I take her to school. I pick her up. We go to movies. We do a lot of shit. So me and my daughter are very close. I don't know where they get this narrative that black dads are not good dads. So, nah, I'm not playing that. And I'm definitely not letting that be the narrative at all. But it says, what we know about dads. A classic image of the traditional father figure shows him with outstretched arms trying to coax a fearful child on the edge of a pool into the water. The father is in the pool and says, okay, jump into the pool. And the kid is scared, Noble said. What they're doing is trusting, but then they're accessing bravery to jump into the water because they know father's there to take care of them. Exactly. That's exactly what I did with my son and with my daughter. I do that with my daughter right now. I teach her how to roller skate. I'm out there with her. I'm holding her hand. We roller skating together. I don't let her fall. I'm teaching her how to ride a bike. I'm putting training wheels on her bike. I'm taking training wheels off her bike. I take her to dance class, gymnastics class. We draw colors. We draw pictures together. We talk. We eat together. We cook together. I do all those things with my daughter. So that's definitely key to me in building my relationship with my daughter. But let's finish with the article. Often good fathers can offer lessons in playfulness, care, support, courage, and discipline, Noble said. And data shows that black dads are doing so regularly. 70% of black fathers who live with their children were most likely to have bathed, dressed, changed, or helped their child with the toilet every day, compared with their white 60% or Hispanic 45% counterparts. according to the U.S. Centers of Disease Control and Prevention's 2013 National Health Statistics. So those black fathers were almost most likely to have eaten a meal with their children, that the data showed. And I make sure of that every day when my daughter is here for her week, when she's visiting me. We cook together, and I don't just let her go in her room and eat her food and not be around dad, and we sit and we talk and all of that. I make sure my daughter, we eat together, we sit and we talk. When we in the car, we don't have the music on, we talk. We have conversations going to and from school, or when we out hanging out at the little play parks and things like that. So I'm 100% in agreement with this and accountable for this. I play no games about my daughter and my role as a father. It says, these numbers were high, and not just for biological fathers living inside the home, said Dr. Turner, a licensed psychologist and associate professor of psychology at Pepperdine University. It also indicates that the black fathers often step into the role of step-parent or maintain consistent involvement when living outside of the home, he added. This involvement is important for many reasons, one of which is that the data shows that children with involved fathers are at lower risk for developing disruptive behavior and mental health difficulties, Turner said. Even when a biological father isn't present, the role can be filled by other men who care about the child, an important concept in African American culture, Noble said. You can have perhaps multiple fathers or father figures and grandparents who can play a very strong role that is just as strong, if not stronger than the father. You really do have uncles and grandparents and coaches and community members, pastors that can step in and really provide all those things like the guidance, the empathy, the attunement, and support. It says, how media portrayals get it wrong. If data shows the black fathers are often involved in the daily care of their children, why is the story not being told? Often movies, TV shows, and news stories about black fathers come from secondary sources, not by black dads or those who have been raised by them. I even wrote kids' books with my daughter. Me and my daughter love to read so much, and when we would go to the bookstores and try to find books, and we never saw books, a lot of books that were based on black kids, we created our own books. I wrote our books, I got them published, and we got them in the stores and in the bookstores and all of that. So I'm definitely in agreement with this article. Let me see. Often movies, TV shows, and news stories about black fathers come from secondary sources, not the black dads or those who have been raised by them. As a result, the father of a black family can be portrayed as either absent or not a very good dad. Sometimes we miss some of the nuances and just think, oh, that's every black family everywhere, Noble said. Given the history of racism in the United States, some black fathers may face disproportionate incarceration rates or have difficulty in obtaining jobs to provide for their families, she added. But such hardships are only part of the story of black fatherhood. Maybe we need to change the evidence that's available to really kind of get a more representative picture. Now, how to write this narrative. For a narrative that better represents black fathers, we need to emphasize who is telling the story, Given said. The Black American Dad Foundation and other groups are trying to put out stories from black fathers themselves. He wants more primary sources for the cultural understanding of black families. He also encourages dads to think about the behavior they are modeling for their children. I think it's important to show your children that you are human and that you make mistakes, and it's okay that you find ways to get through them, Given said. Not only do you show them your success, but show them your failures as well. And fathers shouldn't be afraid to show their vulnerable side to their children. For boys, it really is helpful to have male figures model healthy coping and emotional expression. While mothers can also play an important role, I think it lands differently when boys see how their father is able to confidently talk about emotions like sadness and anxiety. Yet, doing so isn't easy. Givens recalls his difficulty a few years ago when he told his son, Cohen, that he was moving out of state and wouldn't see him for a few weeks. This doesn't change anything. The single dad remembers saying to his son, then 5, who now lives in Arizona with his mom. I want to make sure you know that I love you and I will always love you and be with you. Givens can't forget his son's response. It's okay, Dad. You just have to try, he recalled the boy saying. Wow, this is a dope article, man. Dope article. And I just wanted to tap in with it and read it and show that real deal. Black men got to start being accountable. We got to stay accountable. We got to stay in our kids' lives. We got to make sure we present, make sure we setting good examples, make sure we showing up, make sure we doing our best and doing what we need to do to show our kids that they are loved, their fathers care for them, their fathers love them, and we're great dads, and we're going to always be here, and we're going to keep it pushing and keep it moving. So this is facts. 100 facts. God Body Shine. I love this article. Hit that like, share, subscribe button. Drop a comment in the comment section. This is much needed for my brothers. We got some great dads out here. Don't let nobody tell you you're not. I know the court systems are jaded and they're kind of unbalancedly weighed in the women's favor. But we're gonna soon get that change. We're gonna move towards getting that change or get that to be a little bit more balanced out. But excellent article. Hit that like, share, subscribe button. Share this with any of the black dads out there that you know. And I appreciate y'all for tapping in with me. Excellent article. Black dads are more likely to play, dress, and share a meal with their children, data set shows. So what we can learn from this is, and what we can use this to apply to our life, Elevation Nation Tribe, we can show that black men are present. Black men aren't absentee dads. We're not deadbeat baby daddies. And the statistics show that. And what we got to do is we just got to keep showing up, keep doing what we've been doing, and put that narrative out there so it's seen to the world, and keep doing what we do. So it's one love. I appreciate y'all. Just a quick article I wanted to jump in and share with y'all. Hit that like, share, subscribe button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Share this article with any of the brothers or the black dads or the black moms that you know. And I appreciate y'all for joining me. Peace and love and blessings. And I'll check y'all on the next one.